Hello everyone, my name is Nyx and welcome to my YouTube channel. Rejoice Hunters, not only do we finally have a release date for Monster Hunter Wilds, but we also have been given a fourth trailer and 30 minutes of additional gameplay set in the Scarlet Forest. There were also some very interesting interviews from the devs full of new information. In this video, we'll try to decipher it all together. I'll also try to show you some of the things you might have missed and comment about stuff I noticed from other recent Monster Hunter Wilds footage. If you're searching for a link or a specific piece of information and want to jump directly to your favorite topic, feel free to use the timestamps I listed in the video description below. And now, without further ado, let's dive in. Wait. Before going forward, I would like to know who had the idea to let Gunlance users play PvE. Like, seriously, Capcom. I know you announced big explosions, but this is not okay. This is not okay, especially if you're standing so far away with a light bowgun. Okay, now that we have mentioned the elephant in the room, I can focus on my video. What did we learn from the TGS gameplay footage? Firstly, the game seemed much smoother than when I played it at Gamescom. This is a 60 FPS, almost stable, on a PS5. We can be very optimistic about the game's performances on PC. When we open up the Windward Plains map, we are presented with a menu of different monsters, all with different levels indicated by stars. Please note that the same monster can spawn in the same locale during an expedition. And more interestingly, the rewards. They have different colors, and it's hard to miss that they look like decorations. It doesn't take rocket science to determine that RNG farms for decos is back. Note that they all have a question mark on the top left, but one of them has a sword on the top right. I couldn't help but wonder what this was all about. A few days ago, I remember reading a translation of the game developer's interview from Reddit. You can find the links in the description. When asked the following, although we can carry two different weapons, the equipment on our character seems to fit only one of them, won't this affect the usage rate of the other weapon? Director Yuya Tokuda answered, "We've made adjustments so that attack-related skills are equipped directly on the weapon. When you switch weapons, the skills equipped on that weapon will automatically activate. Additionally, you can adjust your skill combination with accessories to make it so that when switching weapons, the equipment will adjust to the other weapon type as well." In another interview given to the Italian media Multiplayer, they were also asked a similar question. Here is the dev's answer. The first very important thing to know is that the attack-related skills, the ones we can call offensive, have been moved from the armor pieces to the weapon itself. This means that once you have them directly on the weapon, even if you switch weapons, you will find yourself with a new weapon that already has all the attack-related skills on it. Essentially, you will not find yourself with offensive skills that are blocked by the armor you are wearing or the weapon you have removed. The second big thing is that we have overhauled the entire decoration system in general, the jewelry, to allow for a more flexible customization system in terms of different loadouts. The weapon swapping always made me curious as someone who would enjoy playing both with ranged and melee during my Monster Hunter Wilds playthrough. And of course, the current skill system wouldn't have allowed me to do that. For instance, hybrid sets would have been not enjoyable at all. Playing longsword with a bare minimum of skills is doable. However, bowguns need quite a lot of skills plus theory crafting to be playable. For instance, on Monster Hunter World Icebornes, we had mods that could be equipped on our weapons to adjust them. Each mod is free, can be swapped out at any time at the smithy or on your box. It can stack. These mods were adjusting, amongst other things, the recoil and the reload of the bowguns, the damage at close long range, the crit range, etc. All that was left to build on our sets was other essential skills such as ammo up through spare shot, increasing the damage dealt by the ammo type you wish to play, let's say pierce or spread up or elemental, And after you're done with this, you could go into the more basic skills that all hunters need, such as crit boost, wex, attack boost, etc. In Rise Sunbreak, the only mods available were the silencer or the long barrel, impacting the critical distance. Quick reload and recoil had to be equipped as decos, along with ammo up, true spare shot, rapid fire up. You also had quote-unquote rampage decos that had dedicated slots on the weapon. I would assume that the new deco system is a mix of all of that. My next question would be, what exactly will be considered offensive skills and how many of them can we equip on our weapon? In most cases, every build that is a little bit optimized is full of them. We all struggle to get our attack boost, Wex, crit boost, crit eye, resentment, peak performance, challenger, etc. decorations or charms. Just think about the builds from Sunbreak. The list of offensive skills present on each one of them was long. Would this mean that we will have maybe less offensive skills than in previous generations? About the space available for these offensive skills jewels, I think it is reasonable to imagine it like the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Lightbowgun HBG mod systems, or even more simple, the current armor system. The more you go up in the rarity of your weapon, the more slots you will have to put your offensive skills in. This translates perfectly the dev's intention to have the player exploring the environment freely without having to go back to the main camp to change weapons. It is, in a way, the guiding lens system, but this time really optimized for a seamless experience. The devs refer to it as the Seamless Quest Creation System. In parallel, it was confirmed that the classical quest system was back, meaning the quest can be selected at the quest counter in each village. And I'll quote the devs here, "We could say it's a much more unpredictable and chaotic interpretation than anything we've done in the past, but it's just one of the ways you can experience the game. One can simply go to the quest counter and choose the relevant mission, but one can above all select a particular weather condition. Players are in fact free to consult a sort of weather forecast and then let their hunter rest and let the clock run until that very specific moment." The devs also confirmed the return of 16-player lobbies, keeping the social elements that are so core to the series. Other additions, our hunter will also now max out its stamina and HP every time you consume a well-done steak, making this item finally useful even in late game. We now have some indication on how our weapon's sharpness will be displayed. Thanks to my friend Shinkrai, who animated this, we're able to understand a few things here. It will be easier for players to understand how many hits you have for each of the available levels of sharpness on your weapon, which is indicated by a vertical yellow marker. Personally, I think this is a great addition and will help a lot of players understanding how the sharpening system works. Another interesting thing we all noticed is that there will be no loading screen in between maps, as you can see here. The hunter transitioned from the Windward Plains to the Scarlet Forest in a seamless way, and his first encounter is Lala Barina. When Lala Barina turns her abdomen into a rose, she spreads some red flowers or pollen clouds that can build up paralysis. We now have a status build-up and duration indicator above our health bar. The red clouds from Lala Barina can be destroyed when they're hit once with a ranged weapon or maybe any projectile, and she can also instantly paralyze you if she lands her stinging hits. If you allowed me, I would like to go back maybe now to the trailer, which is heavily story-focused, and shows us the members of the Astrum Expedition Unit. And after a while, we discover a new apex that is also present in the TGS footage. The Uth Duna is a monstrously huge Leviathan-type monster that can only be encountered during the Scarlet Forest's downpour in Clemency State, a weather effect that periodically occurs in the region that covers it in rainstorms. I am honestly a big fan of its refreshing design. It has bright colors and very goofy belly attacks. Speaking of its attacks, it seems we'll avoid fighting it in the water, as it tends to spam AoEs inflicting water blight. Please note how the hunter here goes on the shore in order to avoid dealing with the monster's water attacks. The Uth Duna can use the moisture and its own bodily fluids to create a protective veil around itself. When it does that, we can notice that the damage numbers appear in a different way, as if its membrane was absorbing some of our damage, softening incoming blows. Will it be possible for us to get rid of its coating if we use a specific element, like fire or thunder? Hopefully we'll learn this soon enough, and I'm sure all the melee users will be delighted to have an Amiel 2.0. Then comes the Quematrice, a brute wyvern looking like a chicken glavinus living in the windward plains. Its name is the contraction of burn in Spanish, and forgive my pronunciation, but I think it's quemar, and cockatrice, a mythical beast which was first mentioned in the 14th century in an English Bible translation. It had the ability to kill people just by looking at them, touching them, or breathing on them. On the Wild's website, it is said that the Quematrice spreads a flammable substance, then ignites it by dragging its tail along the ground. In the last gameplay footage, we saw the hunter luring it towards him after using a lure pod, showing us how we can interact with the windward plains to our advantage during a hunt. Quematrice got ganged up on by a group of Taliot, meaning turf wars will no longer be only between big monsters, but also for the smaller ones. Overall, Quematrice looks like a very cute low-rank monster, quite mischievous and aggressive despite its size. We were all wondering about Monster Hunter Wild's flagship. Guys, it's here, the Arkveld. We don't know much about it except how it looks and that it plays a central role in Monster Hunter Wild's story. Indeed, Nata, the child in the trailer, had a traumatic encounter with the White Wraith. Design-wise, it has unique chain-like appendages extending from its wings, it's covered in white fur, and has two big horns around its face. Some people are saying it's an elder dragon. In my opinion, it's too early to say that. The one thing that tells me that Arkveld is not an elder dragon is this interview of director Yuya Tokuda. When asked the question, the monsters announced so far seem to be more standard types. Will there be elder dragons in this game? His answer was, this time our focus is not on elder dragons, but on themes that include both nature and human influence. We want to express the diversity of the environment. Since it's not essential to have elder dragons for the game's theme, we decided during development which monster types would be included. After reading this, I really heavily doubt the flagship monster will be an elder dragon, especially since elders have the characteristic to be alone in the maps they spawn into and affect the weather so much. How having the flagship monster being an elder dragon display the dev's intention to show, quote-unquote, the diversity of the environment to the players. The only thing we know from the trailer is that Arkveld is attacking the two apexes revealed so far, so Raydao and Uth Duna. What is interesting to me is why he's doing that. I will not talk about lore-related things in this video that go too deep. However, if you want me in the future to cover things like this, let me know in the comments. Last but not least, we have two of my favorite old-gen monsters returning, Yian Kut-Ku and Congalala. I hunted them both in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which was my first Monster Hunter. They are a good representation of how goofy the old games were, and I am so happy if the dev managed to translate that in 60 FPS. So far, we unfortunately have no in-game footage of Yian Kut-Ku. We were only blessed by a plethora of Kut-Kus, 15 to be more exact, in the last part of the trailer, the extended cut that I'm gonna show you right now. So instead, and in order to give you an idea on how it looks in-game, let me show you some 4 Ultimate footage. Yian Kut-Ku is a bird wyvern from first generation. I personally got to meet the firebird back on For You, as said before, and it was love at first sight. It's definitely a great early monster to get used to the game, but also turned out to be a complete nightmare late game. On steroids, Yian Kut-Ku used to be even more dangerous than the Apex Rejang 140 due to its speed and chip damage. It had quite a funny personality, runs everywhere, it's loud and clumsy. I'm sure a lot of new players will enjoy fighting it. Personally, I'm very happy to see him back in high res, and I hope people will enjoy fighting him as much as I did. The second returning monster is none other than Congalala. Maybe you've heard about him already if you play with old-gen hunters. Congalala is literally nasty. Its main thing is to either fart on you, throw dung at you, fart again, blow his disgusting breath on you, or smash you with his belly. But guess what? We all love fighting it. Yes, we do. It seems they managed to recreate his original movesets for MH1s, and it looks absolutely stunning. I mean, just watch this. Congalala's main gimmick is to eat mushrooms. Depending on their type, he will perform different attacks. When consuming, let's say, a nitro shroom, he will have a fire breath. When consuming a toxic one, a poison breath, etc. When he's not eating mushrooms, he manages to fart on you and you will be afflicted by the stench status. When you are, you will be unable to use any consumables, such as health potions, for instance, before using a deodorant first. This can lead to very unfortunate deaths, such as the following. Oh my god!
What are you doing? Your health!
Wait, I can get health from the tail. I've got hacks. Fuck!
Wait, I can get health, and Nyx has fainted.
They're bad. Like, it's a thing.
You don't
can
know
believe
the
us.
anatomy of Congalala. What if it's not? You don't know.
What? Did he fart on me? I was attacking it. How did I die?
Yeah, because he farted. He literally farted on you.
Oh, and be careful, it does panic farts whenever trapped in a vine pit trap. It surprises me still to this day. Just stay away from its butt, guys. Just stay away from it. It's on this funny note that I will end this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Maybe you learned some new things. If you did, don't forget to let me know in the comments, leave a like. And if you want to see more, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, it helps the channel a lot, and in case you changed your mind, you can unsubscribe anytime. This was Nyx. Take care.